like to welcome the Gophers of Florence High School, the softball team coached by Dominic Rice, and the baseball team coached by Jason Steele. All teams are members of the Arizona Interscholastic Association and abide by the rules and regulations as set forth by their association to maintain high standards of conduct, competition, and relations with member schools. Today's officials, as assigned by EA, are on the baseball field, Rodney Lovelace and Solongova McDonald. On the softball field, we have Daryl McRae and Rusty Odell. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Chandler, Arizona. This is Seton Catholic Baseball, where this evening, a very warm evening here in Arizona, the Seton Catholic Sentinels will host the Florida. No, maybe I got some basketball on my mind. The Florence Gophers. My name is Brett Quintine, and the Seton Catholic Sentinels, they are off to a 13-7 start so far this year. They are ranked number 4 in the 3A conference playoffs, and yes, right now they would actually have not one but potentially 2 home games, but there's still about 3.5 weeks. Why don't we even call it a month left in the regular season? For the Seton Catholic Sentinels, we'll have Brady Stevenson on the hill. Brady Stevenson, this is not the first time that he's facing Florence. He really dealt the last time he saw these Gophers. He was part of a 3-0 shutout on the road at Florence. For these Gophers, they are ranked 20th in the 3A. Their record, 10 wins and 5 losses, and we'll talk all about both teams as we start this broadcast. Cam Lorifeis, he will step in. Lorifeis, the senior center fielder. The lefty awaits the first pitch, and it comes at 6:13 Arizona time on a sunny day here in Chandler, Arizona. Lorifeis sporting the high red socks. Stevenson, the full windup. Swing, and it's a bouncing ball out to the second baseman, Rees. He fields it cleanly and throws on the first in time for out number 1. 1 down, and that will bring up Wyatt Stevenson. Stevenson has some numbers. You can also just tell by his height, 6'2", listed at 170, and it's a very solid 170, that's for sure. 500 hitter. First pitch, and he hits that well to right field. On his horse is Peterson. He's going to run it down for out number 2. Stenson hit it well, but in the end, the outfield tracking it down. 2 away for Adrian Rodriguez. And yes, one could call him A-Rod. 372 average on the year. He's the first baseman for these Florence Gophers. First pitch right down Broadway, strike 1. They get a good look at Brady Stevenson on the hill. 0-1, change of pace, misses the zone, 1 ball and 1 strike. Glad you could join us. 2 quick outs for the Sentinels. Third hitter in the Florence Gopher lineup is A-Rod, Adrian Rodriguez. He'll take the strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. 1-2 in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I say this in an interesting way. The Florence Gophers have different pants. They've got different style. Doesn't seem like it's your typical baseball pants. Sporting black. 2-2. Swing, and that is hit on 1 hop through the left side of the infield. Base hit for Adrian Rodriguez. It's a 2-out single for Florence, and this brings up Tanner Gammons. Gammons is someone you'd rather face when no one is on base. But in this case, of course, Stevenson has no choice. 372 average for Gammons. First pitch is a slow roller on the third base side. Strike 1. I actually thought it was foul just coming off the bat, but it stayed in play long enough where the umpire had to make the call on it. Gammons, the team leader in runs batted in. He has 19. Big reason why he's in the cleanup spot. It's the red and gold against the red, white, and black. Stevenson's toss. That gets the knees, 0-2. JV game was played here earlier this year, hence the little bit later start. Originally, this was supposed to be a 6 p.m. start. First pitch here was 6:13. And does he hold up? They're going to appeal, and yes, the base umpire says he held up. I always find it interesting when the home plate umpire doesn't take the call himself. You're deferring to someone who doesn't have as good of an angle as you do. Swing, bouncing ball, this could be tough. Charging is the third baseman Ruiz. The throw on the first is not in time. Infield single for Gammons. Taking second on the play is Rodriguez. Two out, two on. And the batter will be Ryan Leopoldino. Leopoldino, the Gophers shortstop. Bat on his shoulder. Stevenson checks the runners. First pitch, outside 1-0. Lot going on this campus of Seton Catholic on this Tuesday evening. Plenty of daylight. Lights have been turned on, however. 1-0 bouncing ball again. Third baseman Ruiz will throw across the diamond for the final out of the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. There were 2 men left on. We played a half inning from Seton Catholic. Gophers nothing. The Sentinels coming to bat. This is Seton Catholic baseball. Home half of the first inning, the Gophers were not able to push across anything in their half. It will be Josh Brown, Nate Mulligan, followed by Chase Reeves, the first 3 hitters to take on Raylan Moser. Moser, the pitcher for the Florence Gophers, he is a sophomore. Brown will step in with a .310 batting average. He has a pair of home runs with 11 runs batted in. Moser steps on the hill. Brown awaits in the batter's box. He is the Seton Catholic left fielder. Sports the batting gloves. First pitch. Good breaking pitches over the dish, 0-1. Florence 10-5 on the year. Seton Catholic 13-7. The pitch is a ball, 1-1. Sentinels as a team are hitting .288 on the year. They'll run a little bit when they get on base. They have 41 stolen bases. Pitch is fouled off, so the count will go to 1-2 strikes. Gophers managed a couple of singles in their half of the first inning, did not get anything across. It'll be Brown, Mulligan, and Rees. Josh Brown, the senior, digs in. Here's the 1-2. Swing, and that's fouled off. The count stays 1-2 strikes. Florence is managed / head coached by JT Neal. JT Neal in his 11th season. And if I'm correct, this is his alma mater. Always cool when you get to coach your alma mater. Doesn't matter if it's high school or college, there's certainly something special about that. Staying within your respective family. 1-2, 2 strikes. Full windup. Breaking pitch missing 3-2. For the Gophers, they have a team earned run average of 2.33. That's actually very, very good. Means you are truly going to have to get some hits to defeat them. Swing and a miss, and that's actually foul tipped into the mitt of the catcher Valencia. First strikeout of the game. One away, and the hitter will be Nate Mulligan. Mulligan, the Seton Catholic shortstop. Junior with the high red socks steps into the batter's box. I like the way Moser really just has that poise on the hill. Keeps his hands up, kicks into the full windup. Good bunt, pushed back, however, to the pitcher. The throw on the first is in time. There's the 1-3 put out. Bunt looked slow coming off the bat, which is always advantageous to the runner, but Moser was able to field it cleanly and throw on to Rodriguez. So 2 outs, and the batter will be Chase Rees. Rees, the junior, .322 batting average. First pitch, fastball, up and away, 1-0. Might have been the hardest pitch that Moser has thrown in this contest. Too far inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Straight up stance for the hitter, the pitch. And that will be a called strike, 2-1. Pitch to Rees, and he will take a strike, 2-2. He chokes slightly on the bat. Little bit of room between the knob and his right hand. 2-2 on its way. And he looks at a called third strike, and that is K number 2 for Moser. 3 up, 3 down. We've played 1 full from Seton Catholic. No score between the Gophers and the Sentinels. This is Seton Catholic baseball. Top of inning number 2, scoreless game. It will be Logan Stenson, Zane Rourke, and Chris Aguirre, the first 3 to face Brady Stevenson. Logan Stenson, the right field, the right fielder. There's 2 Stensons in the starting lineup for Florence. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. Wyatt Stenson is a junior. Logan Stenson is a senior. 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. These 2 teams met on March 18th. Seton Catholic shut out Florence at Florence by a score of 3-0. Pitch is fouled straight into the netting. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brady Stevenson, who you're seeing on the hill now, he threw a complete game 1-hitter. Cameron Lorfeis got the only base hit in that contest. It was a single. One-two, and that is stroked into the glove of the shortstop Mulligan for out number 1. 1 away, and the hitter will be Zane Rourke. Rourke, the senior second baseman, hitting .270 on the year. Technically, it's Zane O'Rourke. First pitch, he hits that in the air center field. Joe Florence will camp under it for out number 2. So much like in the first inning, Stevenson retires the first 2 batters here in the second. And the hitter will be Raylan Moser. Moser looks at the pitch, 1 ball and no strikes. Swing, and that is fouled off and out of play. Two strikes on the hitter. Fastball is up, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stevenson kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The ball gets away from the catcher. It's still in the dirt, but he will throw down the first, and that will be the first strikeout for Stevenson. It'll be a 2-3 put out. We'll move to the last of the second. Scoreless. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Home second, scoreless between the Florence Gophers and the Seton Catholic Sentinels. Jack Minnis, he is the cleanup hitter. He'll start things off against Raylan Moser. Minnis hitting at a .317 clip, 2 homers, 20 runs batted in. First pitch, hard fastball is inside, 1-0. Definitely say the velocity for Moser, impressive. He's got the ball moving tonight. 1-0, and that is hit in the air. Center field going back is Lorifice. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. We've seen good outfield play by both teams so far. This brings up Tialak Del Rosario, Seton Catholic catcher. .320 average, a pair of home runs, 18 runs batted in. There you get a good look at the battery with the batter trying to break that up. First pitch, and that is outside, 1-0. As always, good camera angles by Paulo Hutchison. Swing, and that's driven foul. As we can see, Del Rosario has the power. He's got 15 hits on the year. He fits very well in that number 5 slot in Brian Stevenson's order. That pitch is fouled off. We said there's a lot going on campus right now. Behind us is Seton Catholic softball going on. Spring football practice also happening, along with track to the right of us. 1-2. Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Spring truly is in the air. This is also the time of year for beach volleyball. 2-2. And that hits Del Rosario, jogging down to first. 1 out, 1 on, and we will have the courtesy runner. We're going to have Ricardo Morales pinch run for Del Rosario. PJ Rafford steps in. Rafford, the designated hitter. Stevenson is not batting. Ricardo Morales, the junior, will lead away at first. 1 out, 1 on. Scoreless, home second. Quick throw over to first. Getting that uniform dirty. It's always a good sign. That's what youngsters do. That's what you're supposed to do. Morales adding a step to that lead. Pitch is fouled off. And with baseball and football, doesn't matter if you played 1 down, if you pinch ran, if you played the entire 60 minutes or 48 minutes or all 7 innings or 9 innings. If your uniform is dirty, you played. You got into it. And that's hit slowly on the ground on the third base line, but it is foul. Sentinels beat Coolidge 12-3 on Thursday. Little road trip, always good to get a road victory. That's exactly what Seton Catholic did last week. Swing, and that is lined in and out of the glove of the pitcher. He'll have 1 play. He throws on the first for the second out of the inning. So Moser to Rodriguez, 2 gone with Morales taking second on the play. And the batter will be Joe Ferentz. Ferentz, the junior center fielder. There you get a good look at that first base camera angle. Ball in the bare hand of Moser. First pitch right down the pipe, strike 1. Always good to see fans stream in to our left and our right, and of course behind home plate as well. 0-1, hard fastball, but it's up 1-1. Small school is Seton Catholic. Yes, they're in 3A. They get a lot of fan support, a lot of family support, which is great to see. 1-1 is in the dirt, 2-1. Just 2 hits in this game so far. Both belong to Florence. Swing, and that is hit through the left side of the infield. That's a base hit. Circling third is Morales. The throw home, and Morales is going to be gunned down. That is a perfect throw. Wyatt Stenson to the catcher, Ryan Valencia. That is a 7-2 putout to end the inning. Credit Florence with a single, but Morales is retired. We've played 2, still scoreless. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Chris Aguirre, the DH, starts things off here in the visiting 3rd inning. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch in the zone, 0-1. One strike delivery. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The sun slowly starting to go down. It's gotten a degree or 2 cooler. Still very, very pleasant tonight. Still definitely in the 80s. 1-1, and that is popped up very high in the air. And that's foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our vantage point, we are probably about 4 feet off of home plate. Great vantage point. Essentially, that's our view right there. It's a good-looking view. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is the 2nd strikeout of the contest for Stevenson. Back-to-back Ks for the right-hander. And here's Cam Lorifice. Lorifice was the only man to get a base hit back on the 18th against Stevenson. He solved his riddle, so to speak. It's a 3-0 Seton Catholic victory. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Gophers had a big victory yesterday. They went down to Santan Foothills and posted a 14-0 shutout. Combined 1 hitter. It's called strike. Chris Aguirre, Raylan Moser, and Jagger Navarro all combined for that shutout. 1-1. Swing, and that is lined into left field. That's a base hit. 3rd hit of the contest for the Gophers. 1 out, 1 on for Wyatt Stenson, and we can truly say that Cameron Lorifice hits Brady Stevenson very, very well. Stenson flied to right. First time out. Stevenson will throw over. So you've got Stevenson on the hill. Stinson is the batter. The pitch pushes Stinson way back off the plate. Now you also see the cars going up and down Ray Road behind the backstop. That pitch is chopped on the left side of the infield. That's going to be a tough play. Shortstop throws over to first, not in time, and trying to take third on the play, and he does so successfully, is Lorifice. Infield single for Stinson, and it's Florence with runners on the corners. Ruiz tried to kind of olay it, really try to get that short hop, but it got past him. Mulligan's throw was on the money, but it was late. And Adrian Rodriguez will be the batter. He picked up a first inning single. As a matter of fact, the first hit of the game in that first inning. And there goes a runner breaking for second, swing, and a foul ball. Gophers as a team hitting .302. They will run. They definitely will run. And when you see runners at the corners, there's always that potential for the runner at first just to break the throw over to first, and they get him. That's a clean pickoff. Stinson picked off 1-3. Impressive. He caught Stinson leading a little bit, and then he dove right back into first, into the waiting tag of Minnis. Next pitch is a ball, 1-1. And right there, I'll say that takes a little bit of pressure off of Stevenson. You just have to go get the batter now. Fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stevenson ahead of the Florence first baseman. The pitch. Swing, and that's fouled off. Well-pitched game by both hurlers so far. Raylan Moser for Florence, and of course Brady Stevenson for Seton Catholic. That's why we're scoreless. One-two pushes the hitter off the plate. The one thing we are seeing, a lot of thin hoodies under many of the Florence Gophers jerseys. 2-2. Swing, and that's popped up. It's playable. First baseman Jax Minnis backs up into foul ground. He makes the catch, and the inning is complete. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. There was a man left. We'll move to the last of the third. Scoreless. This is Seton Catholic baseball. Home half of the third inning, Ruiz, Peterson, and Josh Brown, first 3 to face Raylan Moser. Jason Ruiz, a .351 average. Full wind from Moser. He shows bunt. He pushes it, but it goes backwards. 0-1. As we said on Thursday, Seton Catholic closed out a week in which they won the game 12-3. Max Peterson, who is on deck, he went 6 innings and got the win. 0-1 drops low. 1 ball and 1 strike. One. I'll tell you, Ruiz knows how to look him over. These pitches aren't too far out of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bunt is shown. Ball is out of the zone. 3-1. Hitter's pitch coming up to the Seton Catholic third baseman. And that's ball 4. Actually, wow, they are going to say it's a strike. Fooled a lot of us, including myself. So it's a full count. And here's the pitch. Swing, and he pops that up. That's going foul behind the first base dugout. First base dugout occupied by the visitors. In this case, it is the Florence Gophers. 10-5 record. The season ended today. Florence would not qualify for the postseason. It's just the top 16. They're ranked number 20. 3-2. Stays alive. All the championships from 1A to 6A will be played at Tempe Diablo Stadium. It's truly a good partnership between the AIA and the city of Tempe. 3-2, stays alive again. While we're talking about dates, yes, the 1A and the 2A would be played on Saturday, May 17. 3-2, and that drops low, ball 4. So Ruiz does get his walk. Leadoff man is on for Seton Catholic. Matter of fact, that's the first time in anyone's inning that the leadoff man has been aboard. Monday, May 19th, and that affects Seton Catholic. That's when the 3A and the 4A championships would be played, and the 5A and 6A on Tuesday, the 20th of May. Throw over to first, nothing doing. Max Peterson in the box with a .282 batting average. As we said, he was the winning pitcher last Thursday. Went 6 solid innings, struck out 6 Bears. Ball pops in and out of the glove of the catcher, so taking second will be Ruiz. We'll call it a pass ball. So now Seton Catholic really has a good chance of getting something going. Runner at second with no outs. Teams that go far in the postseason and that are successful capitalize on these types of situations. 1-0 upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Pitcher is set. 2-0. It's called the ball, 3-0. Joe Bruce pitched a scoreless 7th inning in that game at Coolidge. So while Peterson got the win, he went the first 6. Bruce finished it up. Great to see. You want to see pitching depth. You want to see who can throw, who can be your hurler. 3-0, he'll look it over, 3-1. Pitcher sets, looks at second, he'll come home. Catches the knees, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Seton Catholic Sentinel uniforms, their tops, remind me very much of the Houston Astros, way back when, into the early 80s. Swing, and that's hit high in the air. Coming in is Stenson, going out as the shortstop, Leopoldino. He'll make the catch for the first out of the frame. 1 gone, and we'll go back to the top of the order for Josh Brown. Brown was a strikeout victim to begin the first inning. Ruiz leading away at second. Scoreless game, as you can see. Moser's pitch. Good off-speed pitch, gets the plate, 0-1. Nice size lead by the runner. 0-1. Low, 1 ball and 1 strike. One. Fouled off, 1 ball and 2 strikes. I know we've been talking about postseason and playoffs and all of that good stuff. If the playoffs started today, Seton Catholic would host number 13 Odyssey Institute on May 6th, 4 p.m. I believe that's a Tuesday. The Minotaur of Odyssey Institute. It's a West Side school. I believe that's in Buckeye. Buckeye or Surprise. I think it's Buckeye. 1-2, fastball is up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The irony is, yes, it is in Buckeye. Seton Catholic will play there tomorrow, taking on the team in the 3A West region. Be a good chance to see where they stand against some decent competition. 2-2 scooped out of the dirt by Valencia, and the count runs full to the Seton Catholic left fielder. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. K number 3 for Ryan Moser. Raylan Moser with a couple of strikeouts. 3 strikeouts, 2 were forced to Brown, as Nate Mulligan will be the batter. Mulligan takes the pitch up, 1-0. And for Seton Catholic, and you can't stress this enough as you get deeper and deeper into region play and potentially trying to earn a high seed in the postseason, you got to manufacture runs when you can. That's low. You had a runner at second with no outs. Now you have a runner at second with 2 gone. Mulligan very capable. He's hitting over 300. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Fouled into the mid of the catcher, Valencia, 2 balls and 1 strike. Ball in the bare hand of the pitcher, Moser. Sets the pitch. 2-1, swing and a miss. Big momentum boost if Raylan Moser gets out of this inning unscathed. Nice scoop by Valencia. Count runs full. Doesn't matter if it's softball or baseball, I always give credit to the catchers. They tend to save the pitchers a lot of wild pitches. 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and the inning is complete. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was a man left. We've played 3 full from Chandler, Arizona. Scoreless. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Four, 5, and 6 for the Gophers. Tanner Gammons, Ryan Leopoldino, and Logan Stenson, the first 3 hitters to face Brady Stevenson. Gammons singled in the first inning. We'll see what he can do here in the 4th. First pitch, and that is hit in the right field, charging and making the grab will be Peterson once again. Peterson has had a couple of impressive putouts. That outfield play is just strong all the way around for the Gophers. Leopoldino will be the batter. Ryan Leopoldino grounded out to third to end the first inning. First pitch is outside 1-0. Swing, and that's fouled backwards. 1 ball and 1 strike. We talked about Odyssey Institute and their battle tomorrow and potential first-round battle with Seton Catholic. Last year, it was Odyssey Institute that eliminated this Florence team by a score of 20-6. So the Minotaur are forced to be reckoned with. 2-1. Swing, and that is hit in the air right side, and that is going to be squeezed by the second baseman Rees for out number 2. 2 gone. The hitter will be Logan Stenson, the senior. Stenson lined out to the shortstop Nate Mulligan to open up inning number 2. Listed at 6'3" on the roster, 6'3", 185. He looks the part. 0-1.0-1, good hard fastball, and that's called strike. So Brady Stevenson ahead in the count, 2 strikes. Low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Really good location. Close enough to the zone that that Stenson would be at risk of caught looking if he didn't swing. 1-2, and that's out of the zone, 2-2. Be a full windup for the senior. Senior to senior. Swing, and that's chopped foul. It rolls back our way. You get a look at one of the academic buildings here at Seton Catholic. Corner of Dobson and Ray. Gotta love Chandler, Arizona. It's a terrific city. 2-2 is too far off the plate. 3-2. More so, you gotta love Seton Catholic sports. It's a lot of fun to be a part of. 3-2, and that is hit on the ground out to the shortstop Mulligan. The throw on the first is in time, and it is a 3-up, 3-down inning. Halfway home, we'll move to the last of the fourth. This is Seton Catholic baseball. Last of the fourth, scoreless between the Gophers and the Sentinels. Pitchers duel. 3, 4, and 5. Chase Reeves starts it off for Seton Catholic. First pitch hit on the ground to the first baseman, takes a wicked bounce, and the throw on to first is in time. That's a 3-4-1 putout. Credit to the second baseman, Zane O'Rourke, for positioning himself very, very well. One gone. Jax Minnis, the hitter. Flied out to center field to open up the second inning. First pitch drops low, 1-0. Minnis, a senior, the cleanup hitter for Brian Stevenson's Seton Catholic team, lines that into right center field. That is a base hit. Hustling over is Logan Stinson. He's up with it. The throw into second is late, and that's a one-out double for Seton Catholic. First extra base hit of the game. 21 hits on the year for Minnis. The red and gold have a runner in scoring position, and this will be Tilak Del Rosario. He was hit by a pitch in the second inning. First pitch, and that is hit in the air right field. Logan Stenson giving chase. He makes the dive. Not able to come up with it. They are going to wave around Minnis, and he will score standing up and taking third with a 3-base hit. Yes, an RBI triple. Tilak Del Rosario, and Seton Catholic has the 1-0 lead. And we're going to have the same pinch running scenario, courtesy runner, so to speak. Del Rosario out, Ricardo Morales in. Rafford 0 for 1. JT Neal is going to bring in that Florence infield on the grass, trying to cut off the run. Runs are going to come at a premium in this game. They showed the bunt. There's the suicide squeeze. It's done to perfection. The throw on the first. That's wild. That will scamper into right field. Hustling over is Logan Stenson. All hands are safe. Beautiful suicide squeeze. Morales streaking to the plate. The bunt, whether it was successful or not, it was going to score Morales. He's in. Rafford takes second on the throw. And here comes JT Neal. There's the replay, terrific replay. As we see Moser throw it into right field. So it'll be a sacrifice for Rafford. And he'll take second on the E1. And that's what you need to do consistently. Small ball, it works. Yeah, every now and then you do need the big hit, the extra base hit, but that's getting it done right there. So Rafford on second, still just one gone in this frame. Joe Florence is the batter. Florence delivered a single in the second inning. Florence actually singled to end the second inning. Morales was thrown out at the plate on that play. That's how the frame ended. Swing, and that's popped up very high in the air. Who's calling for it, first or second? It will be the first baseman, Adrian Rodriguez, making the catch for the second out of the inning. 2 gone. This brings up Jason Ruiz. Ruiz walked in the third inning. Advanced to second on a pass ball, but then was left stranded. First pitch, ball 1-0. These two teams, prior to March 18th, game won by Seton Catholic 3-0, had not met since 2007. Been a long time. 1-0, and that's poked in the center field. Laura Feist is going to come up with a tremendous catch, and the inning is complete. But not before Seton Catholic would pick up a pair of runs on 2 hits. There was an error, and 1 man left on. We've played 4 full. Sentinels 2, Gophers nothing. This is Seton Catholic baseball. The Gophers find themselves trailing for the first time tonight. It'll be the bottom third of the order here in the visiting 5th. O'Rourke, Moser, and Aguirre, first 3. Zane O'Rourke flied to center field in the second inning. Senior looks at it low, 1-0. Out of the zone, 2 balls and no strikes. For Florence, they will be off tomorrow, but then they'll hit the road again on Thursday. They will play at Coombs, the Coyotes. 2-0. Swing, and that is hit on 1 hop to the second baseman, Rees. The throw to first in time. 1 away. 1 gone. Hitter is the pitcher, Raylan Moser. Moser struck out in the second inning. It was a 2-3 putout. Sophomore fouls it back, 0-1. Two-man umpiring crew here in high school baseball. It's common, obviously, during the regular season, certainly in the lower levels of the minor leagues in professional baseball. 0-1 right down the pipe, nothing in 2. It's not until you get to the postseason and the higher levels of the minors, of course, the majors, when you start seeing 4 umpires. Very tough on the base umpire. Having to constantly shift yourself, trying to make sure that you're in the right position at all times. 0-1 outside. Plate umpire always has a hard job. Calling balls and strikes for 2 hours, that's tough. 1-1. Swing, fouled off, 1-2. And you constantly have to be in the game. You truly are calling every pitch. I suppose I'm calling every pitch, but I'm not under the scrutiny the way that the home plate umpire would be. There are so many jobs in this game that go underrated, go underlooked. Groundskeepers, I mean, a lot of times the kids, the players take care of their field. The administrators. 1-2. Swing, chopped foul into the third base dugout. Some schools don't even have necessarily the resources to cover even the mound or the home plate area. It can be very challenging. 1-2, in and out of the glove of the catcher. So props to everyone who really tries to make high school sports work. From the AD to the production crew to the guys who lay down the stripes on the field. 1-2. Low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two out of the zone, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Stevenson pitched a complete game against this Florence team on March 18th. He's gone 4 1/3 so far tonight. Swing, and that's fouled off. Might have been ball 4, but Moser went after it. And I know it's a long ways from now, but everybody will find out their postseason assignments on May 1st. That's the selection show. 3-2. Out of the zone, ball 4. 1 out base runner for the Gophers. Chris Aguirre will be the hitter. Aguirre's a sophomore. I believe we are going to have a courtesy runner over at first. We'll try to see who that might be. Always difficult when the activity takes place on the first base side of things. It's not like they have to come across the field. Jagger Navarro will be the courtesy runner. Again, great camera work. Paulo Hutchison is on it. Throw on the first. Nothing doing there. Jagger Navarro is a sophomore. Stevenson's pitch is bunted foul, 0-1. Seton Catholic scored both their runs in the 4th inning. Tealoc del Rosario's RBI triple scored Jax Minnis. And then Morales, the courtesy runner, scored on P.J. Radford's suicide squeeze bunt. The sling over to first, nothing doing. They get a look at that night sky here in Chandler. 0-1, and that is hit out to the shortstop. Mulligan, Therese, tremendous, and there is a picture-perfect 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We'll move to the last of the fifth. This is Seton Catholic baseball. Pitching change for the Florence Gophers. Raylan Moser's night is over. He goes 4 innings, and he gave up both runs. They were both earned, walked 1, and struck out 4. He is the new first baseman, and Adrian Rodriguez is now the pitcher for the Florence Gophers. First pitch is fouled off, 0-1. So a quick, simple change. Moser goes from pitcher to first. Rodriguez, first base to pitcher. Max Peterson, 0 for 1, popped up to shortstop in inning number 3. He'll look at the pitch upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good hard fastball, but it's a touch upstairs. Two one. Swing, and that is hit high in the air down the right field line, and that is going to be out of everybody's reach. Giving chase was Logan Stinson, the right fielder. Good effort by everyone. That's the one thing. This has been a really well-played game. A lot of good hustle. We saw the inning-ending double play in the top of this frame. We've seen outfielders just tracking it down. 2-2. Very high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full wind by Rodriguez. Hard fastball, but it's out of the zone. Rodriguez, a sophomore, walks the first batter he faces here in the 5th. Josh Brown, the batter, he was a strikeout victim in the 1st and the 3rd innings. But of course, both those times were against Raylan Moser. The senior gets his first look at Rodriguez. Runner going for second. The throw down is not in time. Stolen base for Max Peterson. Again, this is where, and there you get a look at down the left field line, 324. So this is an asymmetrical park. 324 to left, 376 to dead center, and 333 to right. 1-0. Called strike, 1-1. Sentinels had a runner at second with no one out in the third. Didn't push across anything. 1-1, he shows bunt, he pushes it foul, 1-2. They, of course, scored a couple of runs in the fourth inning. But this is a perfect opportunity to tack on one more. Brown bends at the knees. Rodriguez looks at second, comes home, swing, fouled off. And there you see some of the umbrellas off to our left and right. It was pretty sunny here a few hours ago. It definitely is. Shade was certainly needed. And one might say, oh, well, it was only 88, but when that sun is hitting at you, that Phoenix Valley sun, it comes at you pretty hard. 1-2, hit down the left field line, and that is going to end up fair. Caught by Stenson. One away. And this brings up Nate Mulligan. Mulligan steps in. Pitch is low, 1 ball, no strikes, and that's where you wish, if you're rooting for the Sentinels, that the fly ball was down the right field line, because certainly Peterson would have taken third on the play. Pitch is high. Rodriguez takes his time, comes home. Let's rule the ball. Glad you could join us tonight. This is Seton Catholic Sentinel Baseball, 13-7 on the season. The 4th-ranked Sentinels. 3-0 out of the zone, ball 4, and the red and gold have runners at first and second. Wow, they call it a strike. Wow. I'll say if I do have a gripe, and it's not necessarily about this umpire, I like when an umpire makes a call right away. That slow hand or that somewhat take your time, that's an indecision. 3-1, and he hits that well right center field, and that is going to be tracked down by Logan Stenson for out number 2. If you're going to call a strike, call a strike. Pull that hand, make some noise. Chase Reeves, the hitter, he's 0 for 2 officially. Struck out and grounded out. Rodriguez will he'll deal the strike. Time temporarily called. Something got loose on the field. Matter of fact, there's spare baseball. First baseman Moser throws it back into the first base dugout. One strike on the number 3 hitter for Seton Catholic. Swing, and that is hit out on the ground to the shortstop. He boots it. Leopoldino will hold on to it, and that will be an E6. Peterson takes third on the play. Jax Minnis will be the batter. Minnis doubled and scored in the 4th inning. He scored the first run of this contest. Seton Catholic trying to add another run. As we said, runs are going to be at a premium. This is not going to be a high-scoring affair. First pitch, 1-0. And it was a good game on the 18th. Brady Stevenson with the 3-0 shutout. That's 12 consecutive scoreless innings he has against Florence. 1-0, and that's a bouncing ball foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looking ahead, he'd love to have 14 shutout innings against Florence. Nighttime has fallen here in Chandler, Arizona. The lights taking full effect. 1-1 sails to the backstop. Nothing doing by either pitcher. By either runner. Took a very favorable bounce. It hit that padding behind home plate where you see the word Sentinels across the backstop. Ricocheted and rolled right back to the catcher Valencia. 2 balls, 1 strike. The red and gold with a 2-0 lead. And now the plate umpire having a couple of quick words with the Florence bench. The pitch blocked by the catcher Valencia. 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitter's pitch, and you know that Teilocto Rosario would love to come up with the sacks full. It's called strike. So we will see Chase Rees on the run at first. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Peterson down at third base. Throw over to first. Minnis digs in. Payoff pitch. Swing, and he hits that down the right field line. That is going to go foul. Again, Logan Stinson, he covers a lot of ground out there in right field. He's been worked. But in the end, it was on the other side of the white chalk. There you get a great look at Stinson. Senior left fielder for Florence. He's a player. Minnis awaits the 3-2. And that is a called strike 3, and the inning is complete. K number 1 for Rodriguez. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and there were 2 men left on. We've played 5 full. 2-0. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Top of the order, top of the sixth. 2-0 Seton Catholic leading Florence. Cam Lorifice, the first batter. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Lorifice got the only single on March 18th against Brady Stevenson. He's also 1 for 2 in this game. 0-1 in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Florence center fielder at the plate, 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch, 2-1, hard fastball, but it's up and away, 3-1. Stroked into center field. Lorifice continues to have Stevenson's number. Leadoff man aboard for Florence. It's the first time they've had their leadoff runner on. Wyatt Stinson is the batter. Stinson 1 for 2. He had a single in the 3rd inning, but then he was promptly picked off of first. Stevenson hits the hard comebacker to Stevenson, and he is hurt. All hands are going to be safe. Stinson with the single. Lorifice takes second, and you can see the pitcher grimacing a little bit, but he pops up very quickly. Looks like it hit his shin. We'll see who is going to get warm in the bullpen, because you have to right now, at the very least, even if you don't pull him now, you do have to get somebody loose. And indeed, Stinson hit it hard, right back to the pitcher. And Stevenson will take some warm-up tosses. Thought I saw a quick grimace, but then you also saw the words, "I'm all right." Seems like he's nodding the affirmative, so I don't anticipate a pitching change here. Looks like Garrett Miller is getting loose in the Sentinels bullpen. Brady Stevenson will stay in. He'll be challenged here. He'll be challenged tough here. 2 men on. The meat of the Gophers' order is coming to the plate. Rodriguez, Gammons, and Leopoldino. Rodriguez singled in the 1st and popped to first in the 3rd. He shows bunt immediately, and they throw over to second. Head first dive by Lorifice, nothing doing. Not a bad spot to sacrifice. Big leagues, you might not see it. Your number 3 hitter sacrificing, but high school baseball, you do, and that's popped up into the glove of the first baseman. That's the only play they will have. 1 gone, and Tanner Gammons the batter. Really good play by Jax Minnis. And that's where you settle for the 1. Even if someone is somewhat caught off base, next thing you know, you start throwing the ball all the way around. They got the out. It's a big out. Gammons 1 for 2. 1st inning single. It's inside 1-0. Gammons is the team leader and runs batted in for the Gophers. He does have 19. He's in that 4 hole for a reason. 1-0, right down the pipe, 1-1. This is where the Seton Catholic team would love a 6-4-3 double play. That's how they got out of the 5th inning. One hit back to the pitcher Stevenson. He bobbles it once and he'll throw on the first for the second out of the frame. He did the right thing. He was not able to field it cleanly initially. So rather than try to force something at second, he got the quote-unquote sure out at first. Lorfus to third, Stenson to second, but more importantly for Seton Catholic, there's 2 away, and the batter will be Ryan Leopoldino. Leopoldino 0 for 2, grounded out and popped up. First pitch fastball is in there, strike 1. Oh, 1, wild pitch, and it ricochets back to the catcher. No advancement. I'll say that backstop is close to home plate, number 1. And number 2, it's very forgiving. Good clean bounces coming right back to the catcher on both sides. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stevenson is set. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Seton Catholic looking to get out of this one. 1-2. Blocked by the catcher, gets away from Del Rosario, but no advancement. Again, as we said, the backstop relatively close to the home plate area. Stevenson also hustled in. He was ready to cover home plate. 2-2. Swing, fouled straight back and out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This is one of those game situations. The pitch out of the zone and the count runs full. The tying runs are on base. Leopoldino is the number 5 hitter in the Gophers order. 3-2. Ball 4, not out of the zone too much, but out of the zone enough where a free pass is given. Lorfai stays at third, Stinson at second, Leopoldino jogs down the first, and Logan Stinson, the senior, is the batter. He's 0 for 2. He's pulled the ball twice. Lined to Mulligan, grounded to Mulligan. First pitch is a strike. Great first base angle. Really a good shot right there. You get a great look at the batter's stance. Swing, and that is popped up. Right fielder Peterson is calling for it. He makes the catch in fair territory, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave the bases loaded. Move to the last of the 6th. 2-0 Sentinels. This is Seton Catholic Baseball. Home half of inning number 6. I tell you, Brady Stevenson got out of that one in the 6th inning, gave up back-to-back singles to start off the visiting 6, but then he got a pop-up, a ground out. He walked the batter to make things interesting, but with the sacks full, he got Logan Stenson the fly to right to end the frame. Teoloc Del Rosario will be the first hitter here in the last of the 6th inning. Looks like Jaden McGill is the new first baseman. So there's been some movement for the Florence Gophers. First pitch. Did that hit Del Rosario? Yes, for the second time in this contest, he's been hit by a pitch. So he's reached base all 3 times. And it'll be Garrett Miller who will pinch run, courtesy run we'll call it, for Del Rosario. P.J. Rafford, the DH. Officially, he's 0 for 1. Rodriguez looks at first. There you see he's set at the belt, and you'll see the throw over to first. Another great angle provided by Paulo Hutchison. Seeing the first baseman, the runner at first, corner infielders. Good shot. Pitch is a ball, 1-0. Miller off of first. Good lead. The pitch. Swing, and it's fouled off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rafford, a senior. He digs in. There goes the runner for second. The pitch is a called strike to throw down to second. Not in time. Stolen base for Miller. And again, for the 3rd time in what is now the 6th inning, we see Seton Catholic with a runner at second with no one out. They've not been able to push across any runs in those previous situations. 1-0, he was late coming around on that. Swing and a miss, strike 3. K number 2 for Rodriguez. Joe Ferentz singled in the 2nd, popped to first in the 4th. First pitch, ruled a strike. Seton Catholic would love to push across another run here. 2 runs you're comfortable with, because you do have to do a lot against Stevenson to score 2. 3 runs makes it, well, that much more comfortable. Gives you a better cushion. Ferentz the junior digs in. Looks at the pitch out of the zone. Last year, the Sentinels were at the 4A conference. They are now in 3A. Very, very competitive. The goal is always to get to Tempe Diablo. Breaking pitch is over the plate. As we said earlier, the 3A championship would be on Monday. I believe that would be the 19th. And he looks at a called strike, back-to-back Ks for Rodriguez. 3 strikeouts for Rodriguez, and Jason Ruiz is the batter. And again, we're getting way ahead of ourselves for championship talk. For now, it's about the postseason, playing well. A win here gives you a 14-7 record. Starts to make it look more and more likely for a first-round home game. And if you win a majority of your games, really good chance that they could even host 2 games. But the matter at hand is tonight trying to defeat the Florence Gophers. Swing, and that is stroked off the glove into center field. It rolls in, circling third, and coming around to score standing up will be Garrett Miller, and Seton Catholic gets that extra run that they wanted. Here's a terrific replay, and it looked like it was off the glove initially, but that was lined right back into center field. Great throw from Laura Feist, and Miller scored standing up. Taking second on the throw is Jason Ruiz. That's an RBI single. And Max Peterson is the hitter. Peterson's pitch, or Peterson will look at the pitch outside 1-0. Swing, and that is hit in the air right field. And underneath it and making the catch for the final out of the inning is Logan Stenson. And we have spoken very highly of Logan Stenson all night long. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and there was a man left. We've played 6 full from Seton Catholic. Sentinels lead 3-0. Seton Catholic baseball. That would be me. Yep. Yeah. Visiting 7th inning for the Gophers. They're going to have to push across 3 runs in this half of the frame, or this game will end. Brady Stevenson going for his 2nd consecutive 3-0 complete game shutout against the Florence Gophers. He did that on March 18th. He's trying to do it here on April 8th. Zane O'Rourke, he's 0 for 2. He's flied to center and grounded out to second. First batter here in the visiting 7th. First pitch, and that is hit in the air. Second baseman calls for it and gloves it. That's Chase Rees for out number 1. 1 out, and the batter will be Jaden McGill for the first time. McGill, a junior. First pitch, 1-0. Listed on the roster at 6'2", 185. And he looks that part. Pitch is inside, 2 balls and no strikes. And if you're Stevenson, you've shaken off getting shook up on that base hit by Stenson that came right back at you. 1-1. 2-1. You just go after the hitters right now. You've got the cushion you need. Your stuff has been working. 2-1, good fastball, but it's low. 3 balls and 1 strike. (3-1) is a strike, 3-2. Stevenson has been really in control of this game. He loses that batter, though, as he has now walked a man in each of the last 3 innings now. Be a 1-out base runner. McGill going down the second. Chris Aguirre is the hitter. And we're going to see, I believe, a courtesy runner. Try to see who that is at first base. And again, that's going to be Jagger Navarro. He pinch ran in the 5th inning when Moser walked. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Aguirre struck out in the 3rd inning and hitting into a inning-ending double play in the 5th. 1-0, and that is looped into right field. That drops in front of Peterson, and they throw on the second, and they get the forced play. Wow. Fielder's choice. That is a 9-6 putout. Excellent defensive play. Peterson let the ball bounce. He fielded it cleanly and fired a strike into Mulligan for out number 2. Cam Lorifeis has been a thorn in Stevenson's side. Each of the last 2 meetings is the batter, and he fouls that off. 0-1. Lorifeis, the senior. Two for 3 in this one. And that hits Lorifeis, so now the tying run actually comes to the plate. Aguirre takes second. And you didn't really want to see Wyatt Stenson again if you could help it. And we're going to have a trip to the mound. Just to have a chit-chat with Brady Stevenson. He's going for the shutout. But he's facing a very tough hitter. And this is where pitcher and catcher have to be on the same plane, the same wavelength. Jax Minnis goes over and talks with both pitcher and catcher for a quick bit. Stenson 2 for 3. Like Lorifeis, who hits in front of him, he has a pair of singles. Force at any base. First pitch, and that does hit Stenson, as it did get his jersey. The HBP, and I think Brian Stevenson is going to go out and get Brady Stevenson. Yes, that is a father-son combination. Aguirre to third, Lorifeis to second, Stenson at first, and we will see who the new hurler is that will face Adrian Rodriguez. That's going to be Garrett Miller. Garrett Miller, the senior, will come in and try to get the save, technically. So Stevenson goes 6 2/3 innings. Gives up 6 hits. 2 by Lorifeis, 2 by Stenson, 1 each to Rodriguez and Gammons. Struck out a total of just 2 batters. But of course, he was very, very effective. And from a walk standpoint, he has walked a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 batters. So Garrett Miller, senior, coming in, trying to close the door on these Gophers. Miller throwing hard. There you get the good shot of the infield, just taking a quick break, checking out what Miller has. Sentinels scored 2 runs in the 4th. RBI triple by Del Rosario scored Minnis, and then the suicide squeeze by Rafford scored Morales, who was the courtesy runner for Del Rosario. And then the RBI single in the 6th inning, Ruiz bringing home Miller, who we see right here. So Adrian Rodriguez will be the batter. 1 for 3, delivered a 1st inning single. Started the game at first base. Then has come in to pitch, trying to help his own cause. Garrett Miller sets. First pitch high, 1-0. Straightaway outfield, infield standard depth. They're just looking for the out. 1-0. Fastball is right down the pipe. Had some giddy up to it. 1-1. 1-1, same spot, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And for the Gophers, now they're down to their last strike. Miller trying to get the save. One, 2 is a ball, 2-2. Crowd a little bit antsy on that call. Miller to Rodriguez. Low, and now the count runs full. If you're the Sentinels, you really want the shutout. That's always just a cool milestone. You want the out. 3-2 hit in the air right field. Underneath it is Max Peterson for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and there were 3 men left on base. Your final score, the Seton Catholic Sentinels, they shut out the Florence Gophers by a score of 3-0. Brady Stevenson is your winning pitcher. Garrett Miller is the relief pitcher of record. He earns the save and the loss. Again, there are no losers in high school sports, but suffering the defeat is Raylan Moser. They get a look at the traditional handshake line, which is always a great thing in high school sports. These teams, they battled. It was a good pitcher's duel. 3-0 is the final. Seton Catholic wins it. Special thanks, as always, to Paulo Hutchison, who truly has been a whiz with the camera, producing and directing, and all of that good stuff. My name is Brett Quintine, saying goodnight from a place where the Sentinels were 3-0 winners, and that is here at Seton Catholic High School in Chandler, Arizona.